Level 1. You wake to the smell of burning charcoal and steamed yams. Your mother calls twice before you rise. You press your ear against the transistor radio and listen to market chatter. School books weigh your bag. You worry about exams and the girl who smiled yesterday. You race a friend on a dusty road. Your bicycle sings under you. Sunlight sketches the village palm trees. Life fits like a comfortable shirt. You imagine a future with a steady job, a small shop, laughter in a courtyard. You do not imagine trenches. You do not imagine hunger as a weapon. You do not imagine the sky filled with rumor. You plan for Saturday football. You do not plan for the day a uniform finds you. Calm, ordinary, secure. The world feels larger than your small street. You are 15 and certain the morning will always come. Level 2. Rumors arrive faster than mail. People whisper at the well. The radio grows serious. Words like secession and blockade become part of every sentence. Your uncle's face tightens at supper. Your father watches the road as if it might collapse. Shops close earlier. Food becomes a rumor too. Curfew signs appear like a new god. Friends get called to meetings. Neighbors trade tins and stories. You stand at the edge of the market and feel the city shrink. Then the notice comes. A paper. A name. The village hall full of men who look like boys with older eyes. You read your name and it feels like someone else read it aloud. You want to laugh. You want to run. Instead, you pack a small bag. You fold your school shirt twice. You put in a photograph of your sister. You leave your bicycle chained to the post. The path home is different now. You walk it with a stranger's shoes. Level 3. The barracks smell of sweat and oil. You are issued a uniform that is too big and a hat that sits heavy on your head. A man teaches you quickly how to hold a rifle. You learn to stand like a rock. You learn to move like a shadow. Training is simple and terrifying. Drill, grunt, run, fall, stand. Your muscles answer before your mind does. You meet other recruits. Some laugh too loud to hide their fear. Some are quiet, eyes like coals. You are taught why you fight. They tell you of homeland and insult. They paint the enemy with broad strokes. Sometimes the truth is given in small whispers. An older soldier tells you his son died waiting in a line for food. You realize the slogan on the wall is also an apology. The uniform begins to change you. Your name becomes a number. The schoolboy voice lives quieter every morning. At night, you sit under the sky and count the stars you used to wish on. You try to recall the taste of your mother's soup. You taste dust instead. Level 4. The front is a place of ordinary terror. You learn the language of fear without a teacher. There are flashes that steal the sky. Metal sings and people fall like fruit. You carry water that feels heavier than your rifle. You carry a memory of a bench beneath a mango tree. You shorten thoughts to survive. Small things keep you human. A letter folded and smudged. A match struck to see a face. A shared joke that is half cry. You watch a friend go silent and return with different eyes. You make bargains with yourself. If I survive this night, I will go home. If I survive this moon, I will hug my sister until she remembers me. You feel guilt like an extra weight, alive while others are gone. You bury a cousin in the red earth. You cover him with your own shirt because there is no cloth left. Grief becomes a practical thing. You learn to step around it. You learn names of the fallen by the smell of their boots. You sleep in snatches. Dreams of school desks and chalks bleed into the mud. Level 5. Small mercies keep you going. A mango found beside a ruined fence. A song hummed by someone who remembers church. An elder teaching you how to stitch a tear in a sock. You exchange stories for food. You see mothers measuring rice with practiced sorrow. You watch a child trade away a pair of shoes for a tin of milk. You decide early what kind of man you will be when the guns fall silent. You make quiet promises to ghosts and living people. You pledge to survive not for glory, but for the little things that make life bearable. The Level 6 defeat comes in slow waves. It is not one catastrophe, but many small betrayals. Supply lines cut, promises broken, medicine scarce. You watch the flag fall in slow motion. You see faces that have been teaching you courage begin to tilt toward despair. The retreat is a long night. You carry what you can. You leave behind shoes, photographs, names. You watch houses empty like shells. Starvation tastes like nothing you ever learned about in school. It takes the strong first. You lose friends to something that is not the bullet but the absence of food. You are ashamed that your hands know how to fight and not how to coax a pot to boil with almost nothing. You hold a baby's ribs and learn the real meaning of helpless. The end is messy. You do not get a parade. You get a hasty crossing and the silence of roads that used to hum with life. You arrive at a place that looks like home and feels like a question mark. You are marked now. You carry images that flicker when you close your eyes. You cannot unlearn the way the sky looked the day the bridges fell. Level 7, years later, you stand in a courtyard. A child chases a ball. You watch and your chest aches for the boy you once were. You still remember the texture of chalk on the blackboard. You still know how to braid hair and how to fold a shirt neatly. You keep the photograph of your sister where you can see it. Sometimes you tell the story in small pieces. Sometimes you hold your tongue. You find work that is patient and honest. You teach younger ones about the cost of violence. Not as a sermon, but as a quiet truth. You talk about how a community rebuilds brick by brick. You teach them to value water and radio markets and small mercies. You carry grief like a ledger, balanced by acts of care. You plant a tree and watch it grow. Reconciliation is a slow art. You learn to forgive because you must live. You keep vigil for those you lost. You do not expect celebration. You expect mornings. You expect the small, steady rhythms. You expect, and sometimes you allow, hope. Final line. You became older faster than you planned. You became necessary in ways you never wanted. But you also learned what lives on. Kindness, the smell of fresh yam, the softness of a child's hand. You carry both the weight of war and the stubbornness of life. You carry them forward. You keep walking.